Hello everyone. Can stop eating and drinking for a minute. We're delighted to see so many of you here tonight. We're delighted to see so many of you here tonight for the launch of a very special book to many of us, Ballycroy and beyond. And Pat Gallagher is going to say a few words now.
Thanks, Seamus. Can you hear us down the back there? No? It can't be helped anyway. I'll start off now. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, you're all friends anyway. Welcome to this wonderful building on a very special night for Ballycroy. A night when history is made and we remember the people who have gone before us. The people who walked these lands before us and lived, laughed and loved here in this famous part of the world. I'm honoured that Paddy asked me to say a few words on this very special occasion. I've always been very interested in the history of our parish, and I've always had a huge interest in the stories of the past and the people who came before us. And like Paddy, I have a great love for my homeland and a pride in the place that gave birth to both of us. Great Ballycroy people have come and gone over the years and have left a rich history behind them, and Paddy has recalled many of them in his wonderful book. I grew up in a time long before television and computers and Facebook. All we had was visiting and stories and talking to one another. That was the way we passed stories from one generation to the next. But in recent years, things have changed and stories of the past have been lost. These days, there are very few chats about times past. Very few chats about what happened in Ballycroy back in the mists of history. That's why this book, Ballycroy and Beyond, is an absolute treasure. Thanks to the fabulous work of Paddy Mullarkey and his years of work, effort and dedication, we now have a real understanding of what Ballycroy was like for the past 2 centuries. I've often read the wild sports of the West and looked at what Maskwell said about the parish and the people, but now we have our own historian. Our own Paddy, telling the real history. He tells us with great honour, great understanding and great feeling for the place and the people. Paddy's book takes us from before the famine all the way to independence and throws up many tales and stories that we would never have heard about. If it wasn't for the huge effort and dedication of Paddy and his interest in the social history of his native place. This book will shorten the winter. It will make you laugh and make you sigh. It will make you value the life you live today. When you hear about the horrible times during the famine, it will make you wonder at the fun and excitement there was at the Ballycroy sports back in the 19th century. Ballycroy and Beyond is more than a book. It's a labour of love. It's a treasure trove of history that would have been lost forever. It will be read and enjoyed for generations and will inspire a new way of understanding this wonderful parish between the mountains and the sea. I've enjoyed Paddy Mullarkey's company for as long as I can remember. I was proud of his record in the Guards and enjoyed meeting him when he came home on holidays. But tonight is the proudest moment of all. For a native to spend years and years combing through archives and records, and then to take the time to work on produce a book like this is beyond words. We're so proud of you tonight, Paddy. We will forever be in your debt for creating this wonderful masterpiece, and personally, I will be forever thankful that you gave me the wonderful honour of launching this magnificent record of Ballycroy's past. It gives me great joy to now say that Ballycroy and Beyond has been well and truly launched. May you sell 1 million of them, Paddy. Thank you.
And now Paddy might like to say something. While Paddy is getting ready, we seem to have run out of books, but if anyone that still wants one would tell me or one of the others, we'll take your name and contact you when they come in. Okay, here's Paddy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and everybody very welcome. I've lost my glasses between here and where I was signing, so I can't read anything of what I've written. It's a devil to have lost your glasses. These are not mine. Oh, we got
They're
them.
not yours, no. You want to try them? They're reading glasses.
Yeah. Oh, that's the job. So, yeah, that's the job. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, anyway, thanks very much to everybody for coming. And this is more like a dance, as the dances used to be in my day. A few thousands of people. But I was expecting 50 or 60 people here, and maybe 150 or 60 here. And thank you very much. I much appreciate everybody coming. I couldn't dream that there would be this kind of interest in that Magnus Opum that people tell me I put together that nobody's ever going to read. No, they were probably right, you know. But I have to welcome the people that came from furthest away, first of all in Ireland. And I particularly have to mention Geraldine down here, our very good neighbour. And we're delighted to see you, Geraldine. Yeah, she's getting her picture taken. She got her picture taken with the Pope a few years ago. Yeah. Now, I also have to mention there's another special thing happening tonight. My first grandchild, Cian, is 15 today, so congratulations, Cian. Yes. Now, Now, in the course of compiling this, whatever you want to call it, I came in contact with an extraordinary woman called Frida Coulter. It turned out that she was the daughter of Jane Robinson, who worked in the Rock House as housekeeper in the early years of the century, and that her mother, that's Jane Robinson's daughter, went to school with my mother in Drumgalla School. Now, Frida came all the way from Toronto a few days ago. She intended to take in visiting her sister in Northern Ireland with this event, and didn't she fall and break her arm? So I sent her the best wishes. No. The name James Jolly is known in Ballycroy, but little is known about him. But the name is remembered. James Jolly was a very significant person in the parish, because he was the land agent and farm manager of the magnificent home farm at Clagan. Now, he was the kind of man that he was always seen at funerals. And in those days, the papers published a list of the important people that were at the funerals, and the name James Jolly always appeared there. Now, I especially welcome here tonight his grandson, David, and his wife, Liz, and daughter, Lisa. They've come all the way from Glasgow for this event. They bought 6 books, and they have still a fascination for the place. He was last here when he was 10 years old, and he knocked at the door at the big house, the farmhouse, and he was admitted by he was only a young fella, a very attractive woman. And he explained, his father explained who he was, and he was invited in. And a huge meal was provided for them. The woman was Dolly. Dolly, unfortunately, passed away a couple of years ago, and probably her her son is here tonight, and we want to remember her. Now, the strange thing about just a small little anecdote of what happened, events there. James Jolly's wife was known as Dina. Alexandrina was her full name, but one morning she was working in the dairy, and some of the local people who were working in the dairy were coming in to work. And as soon as a certain man came in, she knew he was a widower, she knew that his wife was ill, and she asked him how his wife was. And he says, "Not good at all, Mrs. Jolly. But if this one dies, I'm not going to bother again." So, anyway, it's very embarrassing to find out that whether I've run out of books. It's great, but it's embarrassing. But I want to reassure you that the books will be available within a week or so, certainly within 2 weeks, and on sale in local shops in Ballycroy, Mullarkey, Acklesound, and perhaps Bangor Erris. So, as well as that, anybody can buy the book on the website, ballycroyandbeyond.com, the same name as the book. So, if you buy it there, it won't be costing me buying it on Amazon is expensive for the seller, right? so buy it on the website. But it will be available in local shops. The next print in a week or two. And also, of course, if anyone that wants to leave their name with any of us, we'll make sure you get one as soon as we can. Yeah. Now, it was a fascinating experience trying to trace the descendants of people who worked in the rock house and on the home farm. And there was an extraordinary satisfaction about succeeding. And what took me so long is I never wanted to give up. And it's that thing, you don't want to give up. You're trying to trace people. But I did give up in the case of the Hunter family. After the Hunter murder in Tirnar in 1879, the widow and her 2 children immigrated 10 years later. They went back to Scotland where they originated. And from there, the son went to America. And I was able to trace right up to 1908 when the last of them died and was buried. In fact, I thought it was a wonderful thing how people cooperate with you, how I got a girl in a place called Mintona in Canada to go out to the local graveyard and draw a sketch for me of where the different graves were, and it's in the book. So, why did I do all this? I don't know. I never intended to do it. It didn't happen. It just happened. I'd accumulated an enormous amount of information. It was higgledy-piggledy. What am I going to do with it? Most of it is a heavy read. It's not the Reader's Digest type of thing. At the same time, there's a few amusing stories in it. And what's particularly amusing is the stories from the local court here in Ballycroy. And different reporters had an extraordinary way of describing things. They sympathized so much with the poor people down below who were prosecuted for their pigs wandering or their cows fighting with the neighbour's cows or something. And then when the case started, they slated them, how these people were destroying themselves. And then they slated the men on the bench. So they generally slated everybody. And it's as I said before, some of it is quite amazing and some of it is very amusing. Now, I won't be doing the like again. And maybe someone will read some of it. It's particularly appropriate to the diaspora, those people in America and in the UK and elsewhere. And make sure you pass on the information to them, and I'll be delighted to sell them a book. In America, in America they can order it on Amazon.com or direct from the website, and I look after them. Yes, so a lot of the book is, I suppose, it's not dressed up. It's as it was. Some of it maybe a way we mightn't like it to have been, but whatever it is you got it there as it was. Now, as I said, the diaspora in the UK, the US, and other places will no doubt be interested. So make sure. In fact, we included with the book a leaflet. It didn't go into some of the books. We got things mixed up. Giving the details of how it was to be obtained. Now, as I said, why would they want it? Well, there's little tidbits. People might want to know who the woman was that won the Old Hags race at the Sports at Lettra in 1874. Might be your great-great-grandmother, or worse still, your great-great-grandmother might be the one that was disqualified for taking a shortcut. Thank you very much.
Now, thanks everyone. And we're having something, there's more food and drink in Cleary's after this, so we'll see you there.